pipes in some GM vehicles on road salt and say drivers should get the underside of their cars washed and have brake lines checked. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Things aren't the same as they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have reality TV. Back then, it was just reality. The most exciting thing that ever happened was when Jimmy got his head stuck in a gopher hole. And trust me, that's not a show anyone would binge watch. Yep, we didn't have much entertainment, but switching our car insurance to Geico was pretty exciting.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Napa know-how! At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in-store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
The program to promote fruits and veggies in more American diets while giving a boost to local producers and economies. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Are you ready to share how the beef checkoff positively impacts your operation while having a chance to win a Yamaha Viking EPS 4x4 worth nearly $22,000? The Rev It Up My ROI Checkoff Challenge is your opportunity to win weekly prizes and a new 4x4. Visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page to share your story. Funded in part by the Beef Checkoff. Entrants must be valid Beef Checkoff investors 21 years of age or older and residents of the lower 48 states. For full contest rules, visit the My Beef Checkoff Facebook page.
The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service has a program to reward and encourage environmental stewardship for ag and forestry producers. The Conservation Stewardship Program, or CSP, is voluntary. Applicants must be USDA operators. CSP participants will adopt new conservation practices and manage existing ones. For more information on CSP, visit nrcs.usda.gov or call NRCS. Helping people help the land.
Consuming enough fruits and vegetables.
That's the part of the American diet that most of us, but certainly so in low-income households, find that we struggle to meet those goals.
Food and Nutrition Undersecretary Kevin Concanon says that's why USDA is awarding $31 million in grants to help Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, participants afford healthy foods. Local fruit producers and local economies are also winners.
Puts those dollars back into the local economy. The foods tend to be fresher. They're not transported from one end of the country to the other. And 3, it encourages local healthy eating.
Concanon has seen the success firsthand.
People are encouraged when they see those first seasonal strawberries, and that prompts people to start thinking, I have to eat healthier.
Grants will make the food and programs more broadly available nationwide. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750. We are The Source, WOCA.
We all want to belong. We all want to be heard. We all want to be free. Want to feel safe, kept far from the dark. All we want is
What you're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Well, hello, you sick freak, and welcome to the program. We have a lot to talk about. Russian hackers have accessed sensitive parts of the White House computer. This is really important, especially with last night's For the Record that aired yesterday. We have spies from Russia that we caught on our border that have been trained by Russia and are Russian operatives, but they are Iraqis here in the United States. We'll tell you about that. It was an exclusive from The Blaze. Also, a really weird story that comes out of Pennsylvania about a teacher that seduced a student and had sex with a student, but honestly, I don't even understand the way this thing was even written. It is so bizarre. Also, Harry Reid has quadrupled down on his Mitt Romney lie. And this just goes to show what a really evil guy this is. I mean, I don't even know how to explain. How does this man sleep at night? And he's a guy who says that his faith directs everything that he does. There's no way to get around what he's just done. And we'll explain, and we'll play the audio here, and then you decide coming up in just a little while. Also, we have the results from our presidential poll, and Stu is here with the results. These are results that we asked you over the last few days to go and rank A through F. Not what you wanted to happen, but what you really believe about each of these presidential candidates in the GOP. And Stu is here to give us the rundown. Let's start at number 30. Number 30.
All right.
Number 30.
30 candidates right now that are at least possible. Mm-hmm. We start at number 30, dead last place, as I think it's been in every single one of these polls. Lindsey Graham.
Now,
good. Lindsey Graham sets an all-time poll record for worst overall score with a 56. Last time he was the first F in the entire poll's history. Any score under 60 would be an F. He had a 59 last time. He's now down to a 56.
I mean,
That's a solid F.
He's going to run, but he's only running. Why is he running in North Carolina? Why is he doing this? Who is he trying to, or South Carolina? Mm-hmm. Why is he trying to throw that?
Well,
because the only one I can think he would hurt would be Jeb Bush.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor about it is that he is a big hawk foreign policy-wise. He's worried about Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, who have libertarian leanings, and he wants to inject that into the debate. That's at least the public-facing idea. I
want to talk to Rand Paul because I didn't get that impression from his speech the other day. Now, I know he's libertarian, but I would like to talk to him about it and hear this. And I will tell you this, too, that it is my belief that the next election will be about war. That's what it will be about, is war. And Ted Cruz, while he has libertarian leanings, I don't feel like he's not a hawk.
Yeah, I think he'd do what he'd have to do.
He'd take Lindsey Graham out in the back and kick his ass.
That would be a weird fight.
It would be. It would be like a girl fight on half of it. Anyway.
And the way we do this is, it's on the Facebook page, and we'll post the results up there. But I think this is a good way of doing a poll where you kind of get more layers to it than just who's my favorite. That's what most sites do. So this is really a good picture of this audience. And I said that there's only one F last time.
There's two this time?
This time, Jeb Bush in 29th place also receives an F.
Yes.
Is that the front runner,
this
Jeb Bush?
This makes me love this audience so much.
It really does. And he gets a 58. He dropped from a 62 to a 58, one of the bigger drops on the countdown.
I don't know how he's expecting to win. I mean, my daughter and I were talking about it on the way in today, that it's probably just because of the money and the machinery. Although I thought Rand had some pretty impressive machinery.
Yeah, and Ted Cruz raised $4 million, supposedly, his first week. That's a pretty good number. I know Rand Paul has raised about $1 million already.
You're only $996 million away from what it's going to take.
It's a good point.
Yes.
It's a fair point.
Yes.
But I think if you turn back to 2008, if we did this poll in 2008, probably in dead last or second to last or something would have been John McCain, and he won.
Yeah.
Mitt Romney probably would have been middle of the pack.
I don't think he would have been dead last. I really don't think he would have been dead
McCain?
last. No, in 2008?
Not
I don't
2000.
think so.
In 2000, I think you're right. 2008, by that time, he had really established himself as a...
Now, you still had people that were talking about the surge. We were still talking about war an awful lot.
Yep, okay.
When the economy fell apart, yes, but I don't think this audience would have put him in dead last place. I bet they would have put him in top 10, maybe top 15.
Okay, so Lindsey Graham 30th, Jeb Bush 29th. I said last time there was only one F. Chris Christie at 28th with also a 59
Love this.
In the F category, a third F.
So great.
Okay, he's out, right? I mean, he's not running.
I don't know. I think,
I don't know.
As of now, we all believe he is running.
I can't believe.
Do you have inside information? Did he call you? He would never call the show.
No, I just know that there's been extra lard that has been shipped up to New Jersey. So
you think he's packing them back on? That's a sign that he's not. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So he's at 28th place. Now I said there was only one F last time.
Holy cow!
We have a fourth F.
Wow.
Here, with a score of 59.3, Peter King comes in 27th.
Yes. How I love this audience.
They're so good.
They're
so good.
Tremendous.
That is amazing, though.
That's seriously tremendous.
Mm-hmm. This is, what's really strange is no matter what anybody says, an audience is not lockstep with a host.
No.
It really isn't. I mean, anybody who's ever done radio, you try to do talk radio. It's the hardest format out there. Believe me, Jeffy's looking at me like, yep, I know, because I was there for all those early shows. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jeffy.
You're welcome.
It's the hardest show to do. You have to be on your toes because the audience is absolutely unforgiving. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you're done. And the audience does not just go along. They're not a bunch of zombies. And so for us to be in lockstep this much on these bottom is phenomenal. To me, it shows the GOP better wake up because this isn't just our audience. If it's unusual for the audience to be lockstep like this.
Right. If you want to look at, I think of this as this is not a scientific poll of all Republican voters, but what I think it does do is give a really good picture of the activist Tea Party,
the grassroots,
passionate, informed voters.
The ones who are going to go door to door.
Yep. And this isn't. And so these guys, all four, Lindsey Graham, Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, who all three seem like they're going to run. Also Peter King, who I don't think will run.
He's not gonna
but
run.
Those four, have a huge. I mean, they can't.
If you follow this sentence with, and I said there was only one F. Is there any more Fs?
No more Fs. We cross
Okay.
over into the Ds.
Into the Ds.
Now.
Who do we have?
In 26th place, John Huntsman Jr. at 63. 25th, George Pataki, who, again, I don't think is going to run, but he's still talked about in these circles. 24th place, Newt Gingrich. And again, like a lot of people like Newt Gingrich, but
he's not going to run either.
He's not going to run either. This is an interesting one, and it kind of shows lockstep. The way we talk about this person, he should be in either last or second to last.
Yes.
But Mike Huckabee gets a 66 from the audience and is in 23rd place. Now, that's not a good showing, but it shows that they like him more than we do, I would say.
Yes, because if there was an M, A, B, C, D, E, F, M, I would put him in the M category.
Yeah, and Huckabee has dropped quite a bit. I don't know why necessarily. I mean, it isn't.
He's not dropping on other polls.
Yeah, he's still hanging up. I don't know why he's dropping.
He's still top 5 everywhere else.
Number 22, Donald Trump, who, again, is making noise as if he's going to run. I never believe him. I never believe him.
I love Donald.
Number 20.
I believe that as much as his hair is, is short and not like really, really creepily long, and he just swirls it around on the top of his head like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, it's like one of those meringue cookies.
No question he does that. There's no question. He does. Of course he does that. But
Anyway.
it's a good look. So
it is a sexy
it's
look.
fine.
It is. It works for him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Number 21 is Rob Portman, senator from Ohio. Again, I don't know if he's going to run, but he's kind of in that establishment area, along with number 20, Kelly Ayotte, who's at...
she's not going to run either.
You don't think? I think she could be a VP candidate to like a Jeb Bush.
Maybe, yeah. But especially if Carly Fiorina runs, she's not going to run. Right?
Maybe.
Carly's going to run.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Okay.
John Thune is at 19th place.
He's not going to run either.
I don't think so either. But again, he's always talked about as a VP candidate. He's at 19th place with a 69, the highest of our Ds in the grading scale. Now we go into the C minuses. Susana Martinez at number 18, governor of New Mexico.
She'd be ridiculous to run. There's no way.
She's another one that's talked about as VP candidate a lot. I mean, she's a governor. Number 17, and I would say one of our biggest droppers is John Kasich. He's been a guy who's been out there really actively.
The Ohio
talking.
people are sounding off.
Yeah, they don't like him.
Don't like him.
Lately, I think they like some things, but he's been really strong about loving Common Core and saying how great it is.
Yeah, it's killing
that's
him.
hurt him a lot.
It's killing him.
A lot.
It's really bad.
Number 16, been in the news quite a bit over the past month, Mike Pence. Now, I was interested to see how the audience would react to the way he handled
Up or down?
the Indiana thing. Down, but not dramatically. About a point.
I'm surprised
down.
that he's down.
Yeah, I kind of thought people would rally around him a little bit.
He does have backbone for doing it.
He does. He didn't. I don't think he handled it incredibly well. But the other thing about him is, I don't know that people were super familiar with him. This is kind of, I think, a lot of the nation's introduction to Mike Pence, and I kind of thought he might go up a little bit.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah. Number 15 in the middle of the C's is Paul Ryan. Again, don't think he's going to run.
He's not going to. No.
Another one talked about VP wise a lot is Nikki Haley at number 14. She's from South Carolina.
Not going to run.
And she's at a 76 score. John Bolton. Now, this is an interesting one. A lot of people say, he's always making news about running. Former ambassador, to the UN.
Not going to run.
You don't think he's going to run, huh?
No,
I don't think so either.
You talk about a guy who would have favorability in the Republican Party on war issues. No. I mean, John Bolton had
not going to run.
Very strong.
Not going to run.
Now, you're saying that. Do you have any information you're basing that on?
No, it's just he's not going to run.
Just your general vibe.
Yeah. I mean, I know John, and he's a good guy, and he's just not going to run.
Okay. All right. Number 12 is interesting. We interviewed her this week, Carly Fiorina.
Number 12.
Yeah.
She moved up nicely.
Nicely.
Right?
In fact, she is the largest increase of the entire poll.
So she helped herself with, and we didn't really get into policy and where she stands on.
There's a good article on her in Fortune magazine.
She just really handled herself well, and I think accounted herself well when she was on the air the other day.
Yeah, and that was an introductory sort of interview with her.
Mm-hmm.
She's up 6 points, which is more than any candidate since the beginning of this, and she's gone all the way from 12. She started off 16th, so she's way up, and that's a big rise because it's 1 month of news. Sarah Palin comes in at number 11. She's down a little bit.
Okay, we're going to go to the top 10, and I have a story of a guy who called me and said, "Glenn, you gotta lay off Grover. You gotta lay off Grover. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
Really,
got to lay off Grover."
There have not been a lot of defenders, I would say, since the beginning of this. You've got some.
Can you say who it is?
No, but I can tell you, he said, "You got to lay off Grover. Not a chance. Not a chance." All right, listen, I want to talk to you about a couple of candidates.
Oh, no.
It's not going to go well.
For those candidates?
Not going to go well.
Oh, boy.
So I'll tell you about that coming up in just a second. First, our sponsor this half hour is FreedomWorks. FreedomWorksForMe.com. Tell your representative to support the Surveillance State Repeal Act. Now, this is coming from Representative Massey, Thomas Massey from Kentucky. And he has introduced this. Now, this is a complete repeal of the Patriot Act. You for that?
I could be convinced.
Yeah,
I could be convinced.
You're not, Stu?
I would doubt there's nothing in there I want to keep, but you could repeal the whole thing and pass those things individually. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
So the Surveillance State Repeal Act would stop the NSA's unlawful spying. It would completely repeal the Patriot Act. It would set us back on the Fourth Amendment. We would put our feet firmly back, right planted in the Fourth Amendment.
Because currently it was actually erased from the Constitution, right?
Yes,
they took an eraser to it.
Yes, they did.
They're going to retrace
and then they
kind of
peed on it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
So anyway, the Founding Fathers, this is what they fought and died for, our right to privacy. FreedomWorksForMe.com. Tell Congress to support the Surveillance State Repeal Act. Massey's going to be on with us in about an hour and a half, so make sure you join us for that. And go to FreedomWorksForMe.com right now.
Check out theblaze.com/radio,
where you'll find the Glenn Beck program and tons of other great content. All on demand.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Don't miss Legends and Lies, the Real West must-have companion book to the highly anticipated Fox News historic series produced by Bill O'Reilly. From Kit Carson to Jesse James, Wild Bill Hickok to Doc Holliday, Legends and Lies has all the stories of the West that you grew up with, plus several that will astonish you. Fully illustrated with an introduction by Bill O'Reilly. Legends and Lies, the Real West, told in a You Are There narrative that brings history to life. It's an adventure-packed ride into one of our nation's most storied eras. On sale now everywhere.
This is a special broadcast. At 4:10 p.m. today, I died. And yet here I am. Why? I am a messenger of God.
Friday, April 17th.
This is the beginning.
A star fell from heaven. It changed us and gave us a new destiny to stop the devil himself.
Wait, you mean like the devil?
The end will begin.
We're the angels of the apocalypse.
The Messengers series premiere only on the CW.
Practice today in the Lone Star State ahead of night racing this weekend. I'm Woody Kane. The story next on NASCAR Today, midday.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
You know, buying car batteries is a lot like buying a pair of jeans. You got to make sure they fit just right. Whether you need a battery that's ruggedly dependable, equipped with more amps for accessories, or boasts the latest technology, AutoZone is your battery headquarters. And as for the jeans, just remember the golden rule. Too tight ain't right.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
For nearly 50 years, Houseby has been a single-source provider of products and services around vocational and highway equipment to companies across America and around the world. We specialize in the ready mix, waste, forestry, and highway industries. Houseby offers new and used truck sales, auction services, transporting, concrete mixer manufacturing, and truck refurbishment. We provide solutions and integrity. For complete customer care, visit Houseby.com.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series is on track this afternoon at Texas Motor Speedway ahead of their race Friday night. Brendan Gaughan is 6th in the standings and finished 2nd at Auto Club Speedway and 6th in Las Vegas, two comparable tracks. He's won 4 truck races in Texas and thinks this might be the weekend to get back to victory lane.
Really been pushing hard at Texas to get back there, so we've learned a lot at Vegas, good run at California, and we'll be able to have some notes for what we want to go there with. We know what we didn't like at Atlanta. We're going to work our way through a good setup there, and we're going to come there guns loaded.
Xfinity practice starts at 4:30 Eastern Time and includes double-duty drivers Dale Earnhardt Jr., Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, and Austin Dillon. There's always more at MRN.com. I'm Woody Kane. This is NASCAR Today midday on the Motor Racing Network.
Okay. Do you want the top 10 first, or do you want the story of the friend that called and said, hey,
Well, we're right in the middle of the top 10. So
I know, but
right,
this could be a long-distance dedication. This could be an AT extra.
I kind of want the story.
Kind of want the story?
I mean, the top 10's not going to change, but, maybe.
The story's not going to change either.
Well, but I want to know.
Okay, all right. So
some
this person may be in the top 10.
Unknown person calls and says,
Unknown
Glenn.
person calls, not unknown to me, known by you, respected kind of by you. A name known.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so he calls up and he says, and this is, several times he has called to talk to me about Grover. And I'm like, I'm not changing my mind on Grover Norquist.
And he likes him, obviously. He wants you to back off.
Wants to back off because you're wrong about him, Glenn. You're just wrong about him. And so
does he know the evidence that we have?
Yes, he does.
And he discounts it.
Yes, he discounts it because he knows him, and I know him.
All right.
He's not an agent of influence, and that's fine, and I respect that, and whatever. I know what I know.
Okay, but who are the other candidates?
So
that
then
he's
he
trying
gives
to sell
up
you?
so then he gives up on Grover, and then he says, "Listen, I want to talk to you about a couple of other people. You're wrong on." I said, "Okay, first Jeb Bush."
I just lost all respect for this person.
Okay, now so you know,
just lost all respect for him.
Grover and Jeb Bush.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You're putting them in the same.
So you're putting him in the same category. You're having the same conversation.
Gosh.
You're like, look, you're wrong on Grover and you're wrong on Jeb Bush.
Well, it just shows you that this person is not a conservative, not a true conservative.
Well,
it's at least like
he's
the
a progressive conservative.
Right.
A progressive
but
conservative.
If you're progressive, I still maintain, and I know
you're
you disagree,
wrong.
you're
You're
not
wrong.
conservative if you're progressive.
No, you're not a
You can't be.
constitutional conservative.
Well, you're not any kind of conservative if you're a progressive.
Well,
But
I disagree with you.
Be that as it may.
Yeah, he is a conservative, and he's a good guy.
I don't see how.
He just is. He's
okay.
That's
Can we guess who the second one is?
Huh?
Can we guess who the second one is?
Guess who the second
Mike
one is.
Huckabee.
Nope.
Good guess, though. Good guess.
Good guess.
But it's not.
Looking at the list. Newt Gingrich?
Nope.
No. Newt's not going to run.
Not
He's in
Lindsey
Rand's
Graham.
commercial.
No.
Not Lindsey Graham.
No.
What's that?
No.
Lindsey's in Rand's commercial. He's
Let
not
me just
gonna
say
run.
this.
Newt, you mean?
If
Or,
my
yeah, Newt.
theory is right on this, it's not going to make people happy.
Oh, boy.
It's
Now,
not.
it could be that he's wrong on Grover and wrong on, or right, wrong on Grover, wrong on Jeb, and right about this one.
Because obviously we do know that this person is right about
Other
many
things.
because you kind
Many
of revealed
things.
it to us in the break. And
He's right about many things. Not about Jeb, not about Grover. Third one he talked to me about.
you're going to like this guy. You're wrong on this guy, Glenn. Who is it?
You're wrong on this guy, Glenn.
Scott Walker.
Nope.
Good. Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio.
Oh.
Marco Rubio.
Really?
And my gut tells me Marco Rubio is an establishment guy. Marco Rubio, and you know what it is? He's been wrong on the border thing, and then he came back and he said, okay, well, I was wrong on that.
He kind of walked it back a little bit.
Yeah, I listened to the wrong voices. Well, who are you listening to? And if your judgment is so bad on the border, that's a pretty easy one. And you're easily swayed by those around you. That's something we have to talk about.
Also, the NSA was something that.
Yes, he's a big NSA guy.
Now, to me, I think he does have a little bit of establishment flavor for sure, but he seems to be closer to our side. If you had to pick an establishment guy, Rubio might be the closest to our side out of that group. That's not good enough in the primary, right? I mean, you want to pick the guy who's best.
Yeah.
However,
if he's a guy, look, if he gets the candidacy,
I feel like I could
right now, what I know, I feel like I could vote for him. I couldn't vote for Jeb Bush.
Right. And
I couldn't vote for Mike Huckabee. I just couldn't vote for those guys. This guy, what I know now, I would not campaign for him. I would just hold my nose and I'd be like, okay, unless there's a third party, I might go third party. If there was a third party.
If you loved the third party.
If I loved the third party candidate. But my spider senses on this one. And I want to talk to Marcos some more.
Yeah, he's supposed to announce next week, so hopefully we can have him on.
Yeah, so I think somebody told me just the other day that he is coming on. So
cool.
We'll see. There's the latest. Back to our poll, top 10. Your favorite candidate next.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. He's accused of trying to provide support to ISIS. Joshua Van Haften of Madison, Wisconsin, picked up in Chicago after returning from Turkey.
No word on why he wasn't picked up before he left the U.S. back in August. Van Haften, who's also a convicted sex offender, is due in federal court today. Around the same time, Philadelphia woman and accused terror sympathizer Kiana Thomas is also due in court.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. Areas stretching from the Midwest into the South, bracing for severe storms.
From Illinois, Indiana, and southwest lower Michigan back down across the mid-Mississippi Valley and mid-South and then into Arkansas and parts of northeast Texas.
Roger Edwards of the National Weather Service. Make sure you wash all of your car. Safety officials blame brake fluid leaks from rusty pipes in some GM vehicles on road salt and say drivers should get the underside of their cars washed and have brake lines checked. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Things aren't the same as they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have reality TV. Back then, it was just reality. The most exciting thing that ever happened was when Jimmy got his head stuck in a gopher hole. And trust me, that's not a show anyone would binge watch. Yep, we didn't have much entertainment, but switching our car insurance to Geico was pretty exciting.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
At Napa Auto Parts, we got your car covered. Front to back, left to right. So whether you're looking for a driver's side window motor or a glove box light bulb, you can easily get what you need. Just go to NapaOnline.com. Reserve it now and pick it up in store later. Check it out now and we'll stop messing with your speakers. Or maybe not. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
WOCA,
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
What's up, my cracker? We are looking at our top 10.
Why?
Why? The kids are saying it like crazy now.
Really? I have not
my
heard
gosh.
of it.
It is it's sweeping college campuses now.
Really?
Yeah.
Not heard about that.
Yeah.
In any publication.
What's up, my cracker? It's crazy. T-shirts, hats.
All right.
Fanny packs are big right now.
The fanny packs are
lunch boxes. God, kids are.
How badly do I want to sell?
What's up, my cracker lunch box?
What's my cracker fanny pack?
Oh my God, I want to sell a What's Up My Cracker fanny pack. That would be awesome. I might actually wear that one.
Okay, anyway, so we're looking at our top 10 now, candidates as proposed by you. We've taken 30 candidates. We do this once a month. We ask you to grade them A through F just based on how you feel, not how you want to feel or who's going to win or anything like that. And you tell us. So now we're in the top 10. Sarah Palin is now fallen out of the top 10.
Right. She's down to 11. She was 9th last month. And all the results we'll post if you want to check them out.
Can I ask you a question? That's I think that's pretty remarkable on Sarah Palin. I mean, Sarah Palin is pretty much out of the limelight now. I mean, she'll show up on Fox and stuff, but she still has a lot of support.
Yeah, and she's been pretty much stable with her score. She's just there's been a couple changes above her in the actual rankings, but look, Sarah Palin's well liked. I don't think people think that she's going to run or win because of the way she was destroyed by the media back when she did run. But people I still think like Sarah Palin. I mean, she kind of seems like she got a raw deal in a lot of this, and she, I think she's likable.
Okay.
So top 10. Again, we'll be posting all the results on my Facebook page, stufacebook.com. It's easiest way to get there. Number 10, Rick Santorum. Now, Rick has not officially announced. He was number 10 last month as well. Right. Started off at number 12. Mm-hmm. And Rick is actually up with his score overall, though. You're right on that. At number 10. And it's a pretty good score. I mean, he's in the B- area.
I tell you, the ones that are going to make a impact, there's going to be a couple of things going on, I think, in 2016. One's going to be war. The other's going to be Christianity. Christianity is under attack. Did you guys see the show last night with the Egyptians that we had on, the two Egyptian women?
No.
It's bad. It is really bad over there. And they're talking about how ISIS is going in and, coming in, kicking your door down, killing the family, taking the girls as little as 5. If they are 5 years old, they are being taken for the sex slavery.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it is really bad.
Sorry, I missed that show.
Christians are under attack.
Jeez.
And there is the beginnings of a Christian Holocaust that is happening over in the Middle East. And so I think, and you're seeing it also with Indiana, et cetera, et cetera. And this is where we could get into trouble with a Father Coughlin. Once religion is brought into play, if you combine that with progressive policies, it's a very big danger sign. And I fear that if we had a progressive that was using religion and religion was a very big topic, we might lose a lot of our audience because I think people will misunderstand where we are coming from. You cannot mix religion with progressive policies.
You can't mix anything with progressive policies and it can't come out good.
Yeah, and you can't.
And
you can't.
And it includes things that you like.
Yeah,
like
you
faith.
just can't do it.
Okay, number 9, a week out ahead of his announcement, even though this is pre-Glenn's recent story about this person. But Marco Rubio comes in at number 9.
Where was he before?
He was number 8 last month.
Wow.
But again, in the B- category. So he's right there. And pretty stable.
I think people, how we used to be where he was like, they used to say, people forget. I can do whatever, and then people will forget next time of the election. I don't think so. I think Marco Rubio and his policies, even though he changed them, I think people are going to remember that come election time. I think Rand Paul, if Rand Paul would not have cut a deal with
Mitch
McConnell, I think he would be doing much better than he is. Now, he may not have won because his strategy is I've got to play enough ball with this is my assumption. I got to play enough ball with the establishment not to be taken out and cut off in the knees.
Yep.
And Marco started out, came out of the block so good. Let's not forget he was running against Charlie Crist. So, I mean, he looked great. He looked fantastic against Charlie.
Yeah.
He did. And again,
it's like, what's his name? Tom Scott. Was it Tom Scott that was running up in Massachusetts? He looked great up in, it wasn't Tom Scott. Who was the guy, the Tea Party candidate? Scott Brown.
Yeah, Scott Brown.
Scott Brown.
Tea Party, quote unquote. He was never a Tea Party candidate.
But up in Massachusetts, he looked like one.
He did. He did look like one.
So depending on who you're running against.
Yeah, and Rubio, again, he's great speeches. He's good with interviews.
And that's saying something about Jeb Bush, because up against Hillary Clinton, they look exactly the same.
Yeah. That's a great point. All right, number 8 is, again, we assume the announcement's coming fairly soon. Rick Perry, governor of Texas, of course.
That's up too, isn't it?
He's about flat.
Okay.
Again, I think these guys, you see them as conservative. They're not top of the heap yet, but I think when they announce, they start to move up a little bit.
You don't hear a lot of people talking about Rick Perry.
Yeah,
so
I don't know why. Again, he's got a good record. I know that you did that show with Special Forces, and they love the guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like Rick personally.
Yeah. And he has got a great record here in Texas.
And he's been everything that he has done with us, been a man of his word, is he not?
I think so, yeah.
He has always said, this is what I mean, this is what I'm going to do, and he's always done it.
Now we're up to the biggest drop on the entire countdown.
The biggest drop.
The biggest drop.
A man who used to be a woman and is now a man again.
No, it's not Casey Kasem's long-distance dedication.
Right, go ahead.
Dr. Ben Carson. He has now dropped 7 points, which is he started off the first poll. He was in 3rd, then he dropped to 4th. Now he's down to 7th, and he's seemingly again he's still holding on to a top 10 slot. So people haven't said we don't want him at all. They obviously like a lot about Ben Carson, but he's falling fast.
I think Ben Carson is kind of like that unnamed candidate. You remember when, an unnamed Democrat could beat George W. Bush? Well, yes, but when you put the name in and then you have to listen to him over and over again, they drop like a rock.
Yeah.
And I think Ben Carson has a lot of people's hopes because he's a nice guy.
Very smart, obviously.
Really smart. He's totally capable. I just don't think he's prepared to be president of the United States yet.
And in particular, to run through one of these campaigns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, dealing with the media, and it's going to be really hard for him going in for the first time doing that. Number 6, same number as last month, Bobby Jindal. Number 5, he actually dropped a couple slots, although there's an explanation for this. Alan West.
People don't forget.
What?
I just thought, people don't forget Jindal in his speech.
Oh, God, you and a stupid speech.
Again, Bobby Jindal, you're not posting, when this is posted and you're taking it, you're not taking it in the old rank, right? This is
oh, no, it's randomized.
Yeah, it's randomized,
So,
okay? And there was no ranking from last time, right?
No, you don't see any of that.
That's
it's
great.
Totally off the people.
And Bobby Jindal is not, we got to get Bobby Jindal on the air.
Yeah.
Let's do an hour with Bobby Jindal.
Yeah, he'd be great. I mean, is
he making any noise that he intends to run?
He's in the conversations.
I had dinner with him.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
He's not saying it. You know what I mean?
What does that mean? He's not saying it, so he is saying it.
Well, no, he's not saying it.
He's not saying. So he's
not saying it, but he's not saying.
So he's
it
not
either.
saying I absolutely will not run.
Correct.
But he isn't saying I will run.
Correct.
He's in that. I think that's the type of thing. And this is
he's in the not category.
I will say this. My idea when we started this poll was partially for people like that.
Yes.
Because if this audience says, "Holy crap, we want you," that's an indication to these guys that they have.
Okay, so
support.
I'd like you to add one name next week. I'd like you to add Judge Napolitano, because have you seen the internet draft Judge Napolitano?
I have not.
Yeah, and the judge is not going to run, and I know the judge, and I love the judge. He's just not going to run. But there has been a draft of him forever. Let's see what the real tolerance is on Judge Napolitano.
Okay, can we mark that down for next month? We can do that. Yeah,
all right.
that would be an interesting. I'd like to see, because I love the judge, and I like a lot of his viewpoints.
Certainly more legitimate than George Pataki.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. That's a good fair point.
You imagine if Rand Paul got in, Judge Napolitano would probably be a candidate for Supreme Court.
Oh, yes.
Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine those hearings? I would love to see the judge firing back at those senators.
Great.
Oh, that would be great. Okay, number 5, as I mentioned, Alan West. Now, he was number 3 last month, and he dropped.
And he's not going to run.
He's not going to run, although I bet he would be open to a high-level position.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even
So where is he this time?
He's
4?
number 5. So he went from 3 to 5, although his score was basically flat. But there's a couple changes above him in the top 5. So here we go. Number 4 is a debut on the countdown. We put in Trey Gowdy for the first time.
Yeah, I knew he's got to be top 5.
Yeah, and Trey Gowdy again. I don't think he's going to run.
He's
but
not going.
He
He will
scores
not run.
an 87.62, which is
he has talked to
people love him.
Talked to Trey. He will not run.
People love him, but you can't go from there to here. You can't go from U.S. Congressman to U.S. to President of the United States.
But again, I
almost
think
impossible.
The thing is, giving these guys a heads up that you actually have a lot of support in the grassroots, and B, to let them know these are VP candidates too. Maybe
they're VP candidates.
Guys,
they're VP candidates, but they're also somebody like Ted Cruz and Rand Paul should reach out to and say, "Hey, will you help me on the road?"
Yeah, no doubt.
Help me on the road. Back in just a second with our top 3, but first, Simply Safe. Right now, 70-year-old woman in Orlando being bamboozled. Her alarm company, with no warning, doubled her rates. Her motion sensor stopped working. They charged her hundreds to fix it. She's on a fixed income. There's nothing else she could do. She had to shut it off. Now, how do you double somebody's rate? I guess they have a right to do it, and you've got a contract, and what are you going to do? You got a contract. These alarm companies will bully you and take advantage of you. Right now, we're talking like $50 a month, $60 a month, just to monitor 24/7. There's a better way, a new way. It's called Simply Safe. It's affordable, reliable, top-notch home security with award-winning 24/7 protection, and it's $14.99 a month. So under $15, you can have 24 security. Protect your home and everybody in it. The new way, the best way. SimplySafeBeck.com. Go there now. You'll get a special discount. SimplySafeBeck.com.
This is the Glenn Beck Program. The Blaze Radio Network.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
The Blaze Radio Network.
All loans subject to OnDeck score approval must be in business at least 1 year to apply. If you're a small business owner in need of financing and don't have the time or the patience for your bank's lending process, speak with OnDeck, the small business resource that says yes a lot more and a lot faster. Just ask Steve Hickson.
Our accounting firm was in need of working capital. OnDeck was terrific and came through with the funding we needed within 24 hours. It was, without a doubt, the simplest loan process I have ever experienced.
At OnDeck, we're 100% focused on small business loans only, and we evaluate businesses based on actual performance, not just your personal credit. Our easy application process could take just minutes, and you could receive funding in as little as 1 business day. Less paperwork, no obligations, and a decision in minutes. OnDeck has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and is publicly listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We've provided over $2 billion in funding to businesses just like yours. So if you're a small business owner who needs business financing, go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-294-2215. That's 800-294-2215.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Holidays and memories go hand in hand. Why not make this Easter even more memorable by serving a honey-baked ham and delicious sides and desserts? Yum! Yes, the coconut and lemon cream cakes are back.
Enjoying the family, egg hunts, and just being able to relax without having to spend hours in the kitchen will make your day a memorable one. Pop on over to Honey Baked Ham.
Call and place your holiday order today, 861-0011. That's 861-0011. Honey Baked Ham, behind Best Buy.
Here's a way for you to have some fun and at the same time support Team WOCA The Source in our efforts to raise funds for the Marion County Literacy Council. You can have Robin and I come to your event or somebody else's event. I play accordion, she plays mandolin, and we'll give the oompa surprise to somebody who may not be expecting it. So call us at 732-8000. Ask for Robin. 100% of your donation of any amount will go to the Marion County Literacy Council, and it is tax deductible. Call today, 732-8000. Join a tradition of artistic excellence by submitting an artist application for the 34th Annual Downtown Festival and Art Show. The Arts Festival will be held November 14th and 15th in historic downtown Gainesville. This is a great opportunity to display and sell your art to more than 100,000 visitors. Applications for the Downtown Festival and Art Show are available upon request at 352-393-8536 or online at gvlculturalaffairs.org.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
All right, here we are looking at how you view the candidates for president of the United States on the Republican side. And here they are. We're down to the top 3 candidates.
At number 3 is someone who had a 92 last month and has dropped to an 88. It's one of our biggest drops.
Ooh.
And
92 is Ted Cruz, wasn't he?
Yeah, yes, 92 was Ted Cruz. This time, though, also 92 was Scott Walker, who drops from 92 to 88. And I think this is an initial indication that the audience is reacting to the fact that we've been asking for him to come on the air, and they want to hear from him, and he is not responding to that. Now, it does seem like he will be coming up, but there's
something wrong there.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
I think that is. I honestly think that's the reason. What else has Scott Walker done wrong?
Not.
What has Scott Walker done wrong this month policy-wise? Nothing that we know of.
It could be just that he's out of the...
He was out of the limelight the month before, and he held strong. Actually went up a little bit.
Yeah, because Rick Perry is out of the limelight right now.
Yeah, and he hasn't changed. Bobby Jindal hasn't changed. Alan West's score is very consistent. This is one of the biggest drops. These are the drops that have been reserved for people.
This kind of goes back. This kind of goes back to where I was. What we were talking about a little while ago. That people just don't forget. People are very. For the first time in my lifetime, people are reading tea leaves. They are watching, even almost down to body language. They're just watching. Who are you with? Who are you talking to? What did you say? What did you mean by that? And they are just dismissing people because something says this guy might be a mole.
Yeah.
And so they're just being very skittish. These guys cannot afford to piss off the grassroots.
And the grassroots can afford to do that when you have 30 candidates to choose from.
Yes.
You know what? We're picking from a really big group.
It's why I think Rand Paul and Ted Cruz really do have a chance to win.
No kidding.
Because they have all of the people with passion behind them. If we can get those two not to kill each other, if they don't turn the guns on each other, they'll have a good shot.
That brings us to our top 2.
Yep. At number 2
is
up one of the biggest increases in the entire poll.
A man who has himself a nice perm.
He does have
and comes in.
He does not have a perm, but his name
number 2.
His name is Rand Paul.
Okay.
Now Rand Paul gets a nice bump.
Good guess. He was number 4, wasn't he?
He started up number 5. Last month he was number 5 and went from number 5 to number 2.
Telling you this, the speech that he gave this week,
it was good.
It was the best political speech I've heard in a very, very long time.
Yeah,
it was good.
And as much as we like Ted Cruz, I think speech to speech. I mean,
Ted did not do a good job on his speech.
I don't know that it was bad. I thought it was okay.
No, it just wasn't. Look,
it wasn't.
I think it was a miscalculation. I thought it was pretty brilliant at first until I really started watching it. I think it was a miscalculation to do it at Liberty University because he wasn't surrounded by Uber fans, and that provides electricity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it did look like a nice full arena, but
should have maybe done it in Texas.
Should have done it in Texas.
Maybe goes home to Houston.
He could have done it at American Airlines Center, and that thing would have been packed.
But again, there's no negatives here on Cruz. I mean, he's raised a lot of money off of it. He's gone up in the polls,
and it was more of a storyline.
Yeah,
where Rand was, this is what I'll do, this is what I'll do, this is what I'll do, and he sounded like he meant it.
It was policy versus introduction.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what was his score?
His score was 89.13, which is the second highest score. Also meaning that
So what is that? An A minus?
B plus. So only one A candidate from the audience, as you will not be surprised to hear. It is Ted Cruz,
number one,
who puts up the highest number ever recorded in these polls. He goes from 92.2.
And we've been doing this since the late 30s?
Late 1930s. Goes from 92.2 to 95.5. Yeah, so highest ever. No other candidate than him has an A.
That's great.
And get this, only 4 candidates have that have gone up since we started doing this. Only 4.
I will tell you.
Wow.
Who are the 4?
4 are Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Rick Santorum, and Carly Fiorina. Those 4 are the only 4 that have gone up. Everybody else has gone down. This audience has a very specific taste.
If I were a candidate right now, I would be looking at this and I would say, this is my army. This is my grassroots. If I were one of those 4, I would capitalize on that.
Don't miss a morsel of truth. Sign up for the free newsletter at glennbeck.com. The Glenn Beck program returns in minutes.
The Blaze Radio Network.
These are scary times for our power grid, and in times of crisis, the value of a solar generator is priceless. We have one in our home from Solutions from Science. Bill Hyde, he's been one of the leaders in solar generators for years, and the generator that he has built is really easy to use. All you do is you point it to the sun, you plug the solar panel cords in, and power it up. It provides backup power through storms and blackouts, and unlike gas generators, it runs quietly. It doesn't emit any fumes, and it produces an endless supply of free electricity powered by the sun. Now you can run a sump pump, shortwave radio, computer, even keep your food from spoiling. These generators provide life-saving power backup when you need it most. I want you to check it out for yourself. Go to myendlesspower.com for a special Blaze offer. That's myendlesspower.com. Use the coupon code Glenn. You'll get a solar generator for half off. Go to myendlesspower.com and do it now.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-41-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical healthcare. Call 855-41-BIBLE. That's 855-41-BIBLE.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. After the shooting of an unarmed black man by a white officer in South Carolina, one group says it's lucky someone took a cell phone video.
This is not the first shooting in the back in North Charleston. This is just the first one that's been caught on camera.
Dorothy Scott, the local NAACP president, says it proves racial profiling and brutality by law enforcement and that it's a cultural problem.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown, Officer Michael Slager has been charged with murder. Real estate heir Robert Durst pleading not guilty to weapons charges in New Orleans. His lawyer Dick DeGarren.
I feel like we're being tag teamed, and I feel like we need to be in California, where the main case is, so we can try the case.
Durst facing charges in L.A. for killing a longtime friend. Oklahoma could become the first state to use nitrogen gas to execute inmates. The state Senate's okayed the bill, which now goes to the governor. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Golfsmith, we're not just about helping you get the lowest score. We also guarantee the lowest prices. It's part of the Golfsmith Fairway. We carry all the hottest gear in golf from the biggest brands. And we promise that if you find a lower price on the same gear from an authorized dealer within 30 days, we'll match it. No questions asked. For more information, head to a Golfsmith store near you or check us out online at golfsmith.com/fairway. The Golfsmith Fairway. Anything for golf.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Zillow. Find your way home.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
You're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Welcome to the program. Hello, you sick freak. Eric Stakelbeck is here. He is the author of a new book called Exposed, ISIS Exposed, Beheadings, Slavery, and the Hellish Reality of Radical Islam. This is something that I really wanted to, I want to talk to you about us getting involved as people. And this is something that I'm working towards on something this summer that I hope to be announcing soon. I want to go to the Middle East. And I want to bring this story home to you. I want to meet with the people who have lost their families. I want to show you what is happening. A lot of people say on Facebook, I'll be conversing with people on Facebook, and they'll say, Glenn, what is a Coptic Christian? A Coptic is originated from the Greek word for Egyptian. So all Egyptians were Coptic until at the time, Egypt was a Christian nation. It was like 65, 70% Christian. And then after a couple of Muslim conquests, Coptic became a derogatory term. And now you're a Coptic Christian, which really basically only means an Egyptian Christian. But this is the oldest church on earth. And they are slaughtering people. And luckily, the new president of Egypt, which we don't hear anything about, is a really good guy when it comes to Christians. For the first time, an Egyptian president went and celebrated Christmas and Easter Mass at Coptic Christian churches. Can you imagine that? They were when the Muslim Brotherhood was in, they were burning the churches and they were slaughtering people. He is standing with the Christians, but he's one of the only people in the Middle East, and of course the United States is not standing. And they are now taking children as young as 5 and sending them off into the sex slavery racket. It is horrific what is happening. And last couple of days, I've been posting some stuff on Facebook, and I've said, when are the Christians going to stand up? And I've made a suggestion, and I was shocked at the heat that I got back from many of the readers saying this was a stupid idea and we just got to grab our guns and go over there with guns a-blazing. I would suggest that we are so uneducated on this that we don't know what we're doing yet. And certainly no one in Washington, D.C. has a clue as to what's going on and can't verbalize it. They can't even say that Islam is the problem over there. And it is. There might be moderate Muslims everywhere else in the world, but in the Middle East, they are a rare find. And the last thing we need to do is just go over and just start another war. ISIS, what we need to do first is comfort those who mourn. If you have a Coptic Christian church in your area, find it. Comfort them. Help them. Many of them are terrified of even going to church because they know they're a target even over here. Many of them have fled and come here now, or they have relatives who have been slain and slaughtered and beheaded over there. They need our support. They need to know that they're not alone. The next thing I suggested is go to your pastor, priest, or rabbi and talk to them about it and ask them, why are we not as a church standing? Why are we not personally involved in this, at least in real education and real prayer power? There are many things that we can do. And yesterday, and we're going to have an interview with the guy at the bottom of this hour, Chris Toney. He is a U.S. Navy veteran who had enough. And he's not the first guy to do it, and said, you know what? Who wants to go with me to the Middle East? I'm just going to go over and volunteer, and I'm going to train these people because the Christians have been abandoned. There are many things that you can do, but education is the first. And we wanted to get Eric Stackelbeck in because he has done a lot of research over the last couple of years on ISIS, and he knows who they are. And this is information that you're just not going to find on mainstream media because they're unwilling to say the things that sound crazy. But these guys are crazy, and they are psychotic, and they are religious zealots. Any doubt in your mind, Eric, that this is a holy war for them?
No, Glenn, first of all, thanks for having me. And absolutely, they have declared war, have the jihadists, against us, against Christians, Jews, and by the way, against Muslims who do not agree with them. We are in a war right now. Number one, our government, our mainstream media cannot acknowledge that, will not acknowledge it. To the Obama administration, and this is a big part of the problem, Glenn, they consider this just a criminal action, a minor nuisance that can be handled in federal courts. To the contrary, it is a global jihadist movement. I'll give you an example, Glenn. We have people from 90 countries around the world who have flocked to Syria and Iraq to join ISIS. At least 180 U.S. citizens, 3,500 Europeans at least have all been drawn to this new caliphate, and one day they may return home. So this is a global movement, and it is a war without a doubt.
So here's the thing, Eric. We are now seeing people who are tired of waiting for our country. We used to be leaders, and they are tired of it. And these are military veterans who are going over and saying, you know what, I can help fight. And they are volunteering, and they are going over and helping these people fight, not as U.S. military, but just as a private citizen going over and saying, I'm going to help train these Christians to protect themselves.
Yeah, I think it's great, Glenn. Look, I think, number one, you're going to see more of it. I think, number two, we've left a vacuum. We are supposed to be the leader of the free world. We have left a complete vacuum right now in the Middle East. Simple as that. And that vacuum has been filled by Iran and ISIS.
But I don't think it's just a vacuum. I think we are actually on the wrong side, Eric.
Yeah. Well,
would you agree with that?
A deal with Iran. We're on the wrong side, without a doubt.
So tell me, as you were doing research for this book, tell me the thing that shocked or horrified you the most, that you sat back in your chair and thought, good God, we're dealing literally with the powers of hell.
Yeah, this is a demonic movement. And Glenn, I got firsthand accounts from on the ground in Syria, in Iraq, from Christian leaders there who told me, look, there are cases here of Christian children being beheaded. Not only that, when ISIS goes into a town, a village, a city, it basically enslaves the vanquished population. And ISIS now has brothels in Syria in particular, Glenn, where Christian women, Yazidi women, are used as sex slaves. An ISIS fighter will come off the battlefield, and then he will have a brothel full of Christian sex slaves awaiting them. It's a constant thing. The videos ISIS releases, you just see men being beheaded, which is bad enough. But people on the ground have told me, look, this is happening to women children of all ages. When it comes to slaughtering and butchering, ISIS does not discriminate, Glenn. They're making it very clear, like Hitler did during World War II with the Jewish people. ISIS is very upfront about what they want to do. They want to liquidate every last Christian from the Middle East, from the cradle of the faith, the birthplace of the faith. They're doing it right now in real time as we speak.
They're actually sorting the girls out. They have a cutoff at 5. You can go to the brothel if you're 5 years old, but they categorize them by age. If you're too old, they send you to another Muslim country that, is getting the remnants. The best go to the fighters. And if you are pretty and you are young, you are put into one of these brothels. And this is all done according to the Quran.
That's right. It's done under Islamic Sharia law. And Glenn, you asked me about shocking aspects of the book that I found. Here's one for you. One of these ISIS brothels, at least one of them in Syria, in Raqqa, which is ISIS's capital, is being run by British women. British women, recruits to ISIS, are actually running this brothel. We have Western women playing prominent roles now for ISIS. It's really
do we have any
mind-boggling.
idea? Do we have any idea who they are, where they came from, or why?
Well, at least one is a medical student from London. So much for poverty causes terrorism. President Obama says, look, lack of economic opportunity is driving this. We've had medical students. We've had business majors. We've had people from affluent communities in Britain and the United States. When it comes to the women, and by the way, Glenn, just last week, we had 3 women, U.S. citizens, in New York City and Philadelphia, all arrested for supporting ISIS. With the women, there's a few things. When you are building this caliphate, this ideal society, you need women. You need to reproduce. You need to keep your fighters happy. That's one aspect of it. But why are the women drawn to it? Online, ISIS does so much on Facebook, on social media, and a lot of times they lure naive, troubled young women. In my research, Glenn, I found who are desperate and who are drawn to the darkness of ISIS in many cases, that they're the jihadi brides. On the other hand, though, you have women who actually want to go over there, pick up arms, and kill people. So ISIS is drawing people, all kinds,
an evil society.
Women from all races, ethnicities, genders. They're drawing all kinds of sick, evil, twisted people to this caliphate.
Eric, we're talking to Eric Stackelbeck. His book is ISIS Exposed, Beheadings, Slavery, and the Hellish Reality of Radical Islam. Eric, I'm working on a book right now that is, its working title is Islam is the Problem, the theology behind the Army of Armageddon. And I know you well enough to know that you know what they mean about the armies of Rome and that this is a holy war for them. How deep is the idea that they're going to bring about Armageddon, and how committed are they to that?
Glenn, this is a central pillar of ISIS's ideology. They believe that they literally are the army of the apocalypse, as you said, and they believe that they are going to be the tip of the spear for the end times armies of Islam and the armies of the Mahdi, which you've discussed many times here on the show. They believe that there will actually be an apocalyptic showdown in Syria, in a city called Dabiq. In Syria, ISIS believes that they and the armies of Islam will fight the West in a climactic battle. So in one sense, they actually welcome Western involvement in the Middle East because this fits into their end time scenario and the whole scenario that they will have an end times battle with the West in Syria. If you look at their publications, Glenn, their official magazines, their websites, their propaganda videos, they talk about the end times and the apocalypse frequently. Much like the Iranian regime, by the way, different in some ways, but both the Iranian regime and ISIS, central pillars of their ideology are that we are in the end times. And in the West, my gosh, our leadership cannot wrap its head around that, won't even acknowledge the ideological driving force behind all the terrorism. Terrorism is only a tactic. It is driven by an apocalyptic ideology.
Okay, when we come back, I have to take a break, and I want to talk to you about the chapter in your book called The Islamic State of Minnesota. They are here in the United States, and in particular, there is a huge Somali population in Minnesota, which is a target for recruitment, and the southern border, things that nobody wants to talk about. It is here, and it's very dangerous. Back with Eric Stakelbeck in just a minute. And then coming up at the bottom of the hour, a real solution, a guy who has it's the number one story on the Blaze, or at least it was all day yesterday. It's a guy who said, you know what, I'm going over to help. And the video is absolutely amazing. We'll share that information and talk to this modern day hero coming up in just a second. Sponsor this half hour is LifeLock. Texas A&M may have compromised the personal records of approximately 5,000 graduate students and faculty members by accidentally making their personal information public. It happened when a report, which was supposed to have replaced all the Social Security numbers with ID numbers, but didn't, was inadvertently made viewable from a departmental website. Now, where is that? Who has that? Everything about us is stored. One person makes a mistake, and you have access to one piece of information, and everything is stored up in the cloud, and one hack, one breach, and everything you have is taken by somebody else. This is the problem of this century. Privacy and being able to have security on all of your information. This is why we have LifeLock Ultimate Plus. It has gotten much, much better. Nobody can monitor every business transaction. Nobody can stop all identity theft. But LifeLock Ultimate Plus is the best out there, and you need to have the best. The comprehensive identity theft protection, your identity, your bank, your retirement accounts, credit cards, even the equity in your home. LifeLock.com/Beck. Call and use the promo code Beck and save 10%. LifeLock Ultimate Plus, 1-800-440-4936, 1-800-440-4936, lifelock.com/Beck.
Glenn Beck.
The Blaze Radio Network.
This is a special broadcast. At 4:10 p.m. today, I died. And yet here I am. Why? I am a messenger of God.
Friday, April 17th.
This is the beginning.
A star fell from heaven. It changed us and gave us a new destiny to stop the devil himself.
Wait, you mean like the devil?
The end will begin.
We're the angels of the apocalypse.
The Messengers series premiere only on the CW.
I'm Jay Farner with some great news on how you could save an average of $3,000 per year on your mortgage. Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. The HARP guidelines have changed. There's less paperwork and often no appraisal required. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN, or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm
Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
We're with Eric Steckelbeck. He is the author of ISIS Exposed, Beheading, Slavery, and the Hellish Reality of Radical Islam. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Islamic State of Minnesota, which is a chapter in your book. Tell people what's going on with the Somali population there.
You know, Glenn, this is going to shock people. The Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, very nice place to live, very high standard of living up there in the great tundra of the upper Midwest. Well, some 100,000 Somali Muslims, more than any other place in North America, live in the Twin Cities. And it has become a magnet, Glenn, for terrorist recruitment. Dozens of young Somali Muslims, American citizens, have left their comfortable homes in the Twin Cities, traveled overseas to join terrorist groups like ISIS. By the way, recently, we saw the group Al-Shabaab, the Somali terror group linked to Al-Qaeda, carried out a horrific massacre at a Kenyan university. Mm-hmm. Well, in Minneapolis and St. Paul, there's been literally a pipeline going from Minnesota to Somalia with young people joining Al-Shabaab. And Al-Shabaab just recently...
Are we looking for the recruiters?
That's a great question. Glenn, I spoke to a law enforcement source, actually a few law enforcement sources and Somali community leaders on the ground in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And they said, look, this is how it works with the recruiters. Number one, they'll show up, they'll come on the scene, and then they kind of disappear. But when they do show up, Glenn, what they do is they'll go to a local mosque or they'll go to a local rec center, wherever there's kids hanging out, and they'll target 18, 19, 20-year-old Somali kids. At first, they will befriend them. And then the radicalization process starts, and they tell them, look, come to the caliphate. You will be a glorious holy warrior. The entire world will know your name. You'll be at the vanguard of this new Islamic empire. Now, one of the recruiters, and a lot of times, Glenn, it's interesting, these guys are in their mid to late 20s, so they're still young enough that they can relate to young people. The one guy who showed up last summer in Minneapolis was Egyptian American, drove a fancy car, was showing a lot of cash, dressed in hip clothes, and he was able to ingratiate himself with the young people there. And reportedly, a few Somalis who he had befriended headed over to Iraq to join ISIS.
Did we get him?
No.
Did we arrest him?
His name is Amir Mashal. No one knows where he is right now. He was in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And now no one quite knows who he is, or at least they're not saying that they know where he is or what he's doing right now. And in this Somali community, another problem they've had, now he was kind of an outsider, Glenn, but another problem they've had in that Somali community in Minneapolis and St. Paul is just people from the community who are recruiting. And it reminds me, I've been there several times over the past few years on the ground and investigating, and it reminds me a lot, in a bad way, of what we see in Western Europe right now in the Muslim communities there, in that these young Somalis are not assimilating, they're not integrating into American society. I think the unemployment rate in the Twin Cities among the Somalis is something like 30 or 40%.
Eric,
not going well.
I appreciate it. Go ahead.
If this continues, that we're going to head down the road that they've headed down in Britain, France, Germany, where you have these large, restless, unassimilated Muslim populations that are breeding grounds for radicalism.
Thank you, Eric. Back in a minute.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program, the Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. After the shooting of an unarmed black man by a white officer in South Carolina, one group says it's lucky someone took a cell phone video.
This is not the first shooting in the back in North Charleston. This is just the first one that's been caught on camera.
Dorothy Scott, the local NAACP president, says it proves racial profiling and brutality by law enforcement and that it's a cultural problem.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown. Officer Michael Slager has been charged with murder. Real estate heir Robert Durst pleading not guilty to weapons charges in New Orleans. His lawyer Dick DeGuerin.
I feel like we're being tag teamed, and I feel like we need to be in California, where the main case is, so we can try the case.
Durst facing charges in L.A. for killing a longtime friend. Oklahoma could become the first state to use nitrogen gas to execute inmates. The state Senate's okayed the bill, which now goes to the governor. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Golfsmith, we're not just about helping you get the lowest score. We also guarantee the lowest prices. It's part of the Golfsmith Fairway. We carry all the hottest gear in golf from the biggest brands. And we promise that if you find a lower price on the same gear from an authorized dealer within 30 days, we'll match it. No questions asked. For more information, head to a Golfsmith store near you or check us out online at golfsmith.com/fairway. The Golfsmith Fairway. Anything for golf.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Zillow. Find your way home.
Here's some good policy from your local agent and auto owner's insurance. When your insurance policy comes from us, it comes with something extra, a real person. Don't buy from an insurance company with an 800 number and voicemail menu. Auto Owners Insurance operates exclusively through local independent agencies here to help you with all of your insurance needs 24/7. Now that's good policy. Visit George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today. Go to www.manganinsurance.com.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program.
Running in a field toward cover in Iraq, Chris Toney said he could practically feel the hail of bullets whizzing past his head. He could hear the sound of the unsettling crack that bullets make when they hit nearby. Just another reminder that his time on Earth could end in an instant. Down, one of his commanders screamed. The order sent Toney and his fellow fighters to the ground, a sound of rapid gunfire still ringing in the distance. He had already witnessed one of his fellow Americans get shot in the leg right in front of him. As he lay face down in the grass, Toney said he thought about why his team was so badly outmanned by ISIS. He said the fighters had kept him and his team pinned down by a sniper for hours. When United States aircraft finally arrived to lay down some air cover, everyone was relieved. But that relief was short-lived. That's the beginning of a story that is an exclusive story on The Blaze by Jason Howerton, one of our better writers. A story he's worked on now for quite a while, and Chris Toney is on the phone with us now. He's a U.S. Navy veteran, and he is over there on his own. He's over there because he believes in the cause, and we wanted to talk to him about it. Why are you there, Chris?
I'm there, Glenn, because ISIS is killing innocent women, children, and men, taking over villages. And by the way, it's nice to talk to you. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're welcome.
I've been a big fan of you for a long time.
Thank you.
And years ago, you talked about principles, and you talked about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and he said, "Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. We will not be held guiltless before God. Not to speak is to speak, not to act is to act." We always grow up in the American education system starting about the Holocaust and what the Nazis did to the Jews. And we say as people, we will never allow that to happen again. Well, it's happening. It's happening right now. There is a Holocaust occurring in the Middle East against Christians, against Yazidis, and against Muslims. And the world is sitting back and wanting to play politics. They're saying we don't want to get involved because we've been involved in too many wars, and it doesn't sound good politically. It doesn't help someone win an election campaign. It doesn't help someone keep their elected seat. And so they don't want to get involved. They want to do the bare minimum. But yet when an atrocity of this is occurring, we can't do the bare minimum. We've got to step up, and we've got to put an end to it. And we kind of have a saying on our team, what do real men do when Nazis are killing Jews? Do you just sit back and say that's someone else's problem? Or do you wait and hope that someone else is going to do it? And then when that doesn't happen, do you just sit back and forget about it? No, you don't. You step up, you be a man, and you go try to do the right thing and help people.
Chris, are you just a good American warrior, or are you led by God?
I'm led by God. Now, I don't mean to say that in some sort of like crazy zealot kind of meaning. I guess it's a little bit of both, Glenn. There was the big question is, how do you get to this? What makes you want to go? A lot of prayer is involved. And when God calls you, I kind of make a joke, when God calls you to go do some work in the end of a plane, you better go. Or he's going to get you there one way or another. And right. I prefer not to go in the belly of a whale. You know?
So you are, I mean, but you're going and, you're pretty much on your own, you and your friends. And, when I read this story and it talks about air cover, the military doesn't have to give you air cover because you're not part of the military.
No, we're actually there volunteered alongside the Kurdish Peshmerga, which the Peshmerga is the Kurdish regional government's official army. Technically, they're allied alongside Iraq, and they're allied alongside the United States. So in this fight against ISIS, the Peshmerga, the Kurdish Peshmerga, are some of the bravest people I've ever met. Glenn, I hope you get a chance to go visit these people sometime, because they're the kindest, most warm-hearted, loving people you'll ever meet. They're very westernized. Their cities are more developed than my own here in Kentucky. Their shopping center is better than what I have. And they're very civilized people. If the world talks about where's the moderate Muslim standing against ISIS, and I said in the story to Jason when he interviewed me, they're in Kurdistan. The majority of the Kurdish people are Muslim, but they were so welcoming to me. Even though I was a Christian and talked about my Christianity, they never treated me differently. They treated me just like a brother.
I would be more concerned about you saying you're an American after we have turned our backs on the Kurds over and over and over again.
No, the Kurdish people, they're smart. They don't group everyone together. They are very thankful to have us Americans there. When American volunteers show up, it is a big morale booster to their troops. And they know that we, the American people, support them. They sometimes have conflicts with the American government, and they separate the two. Part of this conflict, from what I see, Glenn, is ISIS is a world problem, but the Kurdish people are the ones that have stepped up to the plate and are actually taking on that world problem on behalf of the world. And it's like the world is not properly supporting them. The Kurdish government is very poor. When I was there, many of their troops had not received their payroll for 4 months, but yet they get up day in and day out, and they go to the front line every day, and they fight. They're severely under-weaponized with ammo and guns. The guns that they have are really outdated AK-47s, RPKs, Dragunovs, some without scopes. The ammo situation is extremely low. Most of the guys that I was with are former U.S. Army veterans that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they're used to going out on the line, outside the wire, with 400-plus rounds on them. Every Kurdish Peshmerga soldier in our cells, we only rolled with anywhere between 90 to 120 rounds on us to a frontline battle.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, you didn't really have a lot of extra ammo just to engage in a blind shoot firefight with ISIS. You had to pick your shots, which was tough. Something that I noticed was fighting ISIS is a lot like fighting ghosts. The battlefield there, Glenn, on the Kurdish Peshmerga side, is very much reminded me of something you would have seen in World War I, and that there's a lot of open fields and that you got to cross without any cover. As the line advances, the bulldozers will follow you, and they'll actually push dirt up, kind of making it a reverse trench for us to use as cover. ISIS's side reminds me a touch of Vietnam, in that they dig spider holes in the ground and then have underground tunnels all over their defenses. And so they'll pop up in one area and engage you, and then when you're engaging them, they just disappear, and then you don't see where they went. And basically what they did was down that hole, and then they're crossing the battlefield underground, and then they'll pop up somewhere else unsuspecting and then engage you from your flank or even from behind you in different areas. So it's very dangerous, and it's like fighting ghosts.
How well equipped are they? And how much of the equipment is our old equipment?
They are very well equipped. They're obviously have a lot of ammo. The big battle that we engaged in, they had 4 T-62 tanks that were rolling up to start pounding where we were at. So they have tanks. They are very well-trained soldiers, Glenn. That was some of the discussion that myself and the guys that I was with. The guys were telling me that these were not like fighting the insurgents they fought in Iraq before, that just picked up their daddy's gun and started fighting them.
Where are they getting the tanks, Chris?
I part of me think, well, I'm not gonna. I honestly don't know exactly where they got them. A lot of them were left by the Iraqi army when ISIS first started invading, and the Iraqis just dropped their weapons and left their Humvees and left these tanks and ran away. ISIS just took them over.
You in the article say that France is actually doing a better job. I mean, and I'm seeing this every single time. France has picked up almost the position of the big dog in the world where we used to be, and we've become France. You said in the article that France is doing a better job than the United States is.
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, the big operation on the 18th of March that the United States was supposed to provide the air support, we had another big op 2 days prior on the 16th where we were liberating 3 villages. And France was providing the air support that day, and they did an amazing job. They blew up whatever tanks were in the area. They took out all the trucks that had the Dushka guns in the back of them. They took out all the hardened bunkers, and whatever, if there was a group of ISIS guys clumped together, they would take them out. They leveled those villages before our advance, which that saved a lot of lives. And what happens is, France was providing that, and we knew that. But when you get the news stories that come out here in the United States, it's always U.S.-led coalition forces did this. And that way what happens in that saying is the United States gets all the credit because it's the U.S.-led coalition forces that did that on Monday, not France. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, Chris, let me, because we're running out of time here, and you're fascinating to talk to, and I hope we can have you back. But and I would like to join you sometime. I'm trying to get over to the Middle East this summer, and I would love to. I'd love to meet these people. I want to ask you kind of 2 questions, if you can combine your answer into one, and it is this: do you see more people coming like you, more, soldiers and former soldiers coming over and joining the fight because we're just dropping the ball and they can't sleep at night, seeing this go on and somebody has to stop it? And what can the average person do to assist you?
Yes, a lot more men and women are going over to volunteer. It's becoming more common. I'm personally aware of at least 6 people, more people that have volunteered and joined the unit that I was part of over the last 2 weeks. And there's about 5 more that'll be there in another week. So more people are doing that. I would say this, Glenn, is that there's a lot of ways to get involved. You can get involved in funding by meeting these people online that are actually over there and making donations to help them buy the equipment.
How do we do that? Do that?
There's different ones. I see a lot of these guys. There's not a centralized location for that, Glenn, right now. A lot of these guys, they started GoFundMe pages with their photos on there, and they show the photos of them over there. Those guys, if you see those are good guys to support. It helps.
I tell you what, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Because I don't want to be taken by a scam or something, and I don't want to give it to the wrong guys. Would you be willing to send me an email or get us some information on whose pages we could trust and which GoFundMe, and we'll post it and make sure that way we're not giving our money to somebody that we shouldn't be giving our money to.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that for you, Glenn.
Okay, good.
Number one thing for Americans to understand, and this is something that I kind of came to learn from, when I watch your show, I didn't just take your word for things. I read books and started studying like you told us to do,
Yeah.
And what I learned is Americans have got to stop thinking that they can't do something. We can do something. We're Americans. We're not American knots. And we've got to stop waiting for someone else to do it all the time. This next election coming up, whoever the president's going to be, it may make some things better, but we can't expect them to magically make everything perfect. And it's the same thing with God. When we pray to God to do something, we can't expect God to do it for us. God will give us the wisdom, the intelligence, and the passion, and the courage, and the strength to do it ourselves. And we've got to step up as Americans and start doing more. If you want to go over and fight, if that's what your calling is, you can go do it, and you can find a way. You can find a way to get there. You can find a way to support a family while you're there. You can make that happen. If you want to help support the people that are there, and I'll help you. Like I said, I'll help you out, Glenn, and I'll get you a list of some places that can help people in that manner.
We will have that. We will post that at glennbeck.com by the end of the day today, and I'll post it up on my Facebook page as well. Chris, we will pray for you. We wish you all the best, and please stay in contact with us. Let us know how we can help you. God bless you.
Hey, thank you, Glenn. God bless you as well.
You bet. Bye-bye. What a nice guy. Sponsor this half hour is Interim Healthcare. Home care is one of those things you really don't want to think about until you need it. And then even when you need it, you just don't want to think about it. But people all over the country, all over the world are in the same situation. Our parents get old, or we have somebody in our family that is just not able to take care of themselves. And we may be living on the other side of the country, or even down the street, but we just can't do it ourselves. We need help. We need help with housework or meal preparation or transportation, picking up prescriptions, laundry, even bathing, all of these things. How do you do it? Well, Interim Healthcare has been doing it for 50 years, and I want you to do your own homework. I want you to check these people out, because there's nothing more personal than this. So your mom or your dad or, somebody else in your immediate family, I mean, you want to make sure these people are who they say they are. So I want you to do your own homework. I want you to go to interimhealthcare.com/Beck. Visit the website, take their living assessment test, and then also read the testimonials. Check into these people. We have before we took them on as clients, and we really like them. I really believe that these are good, decent people. You can find an interim office near you by calling 800-944-8888, 800-944-8888, or go to interimhealthcare.com/Beck.
Glenn Beck.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Every day, millions of people suffer from good health.
I hate feeling so good all the time. What's right with me?
If you're in optimal health, chances are you're taking all-natural Texas superfood.
It's so annoying getting a good night's sleep. I am so awake every day.
Each bottle is packed with over 55 fruits and vegetables picked at their peak. Then we add nothing.
Just once, I'd like to experience intestinal discomfort just like everybody else.
So your body gets all the benefits of fresh, ripe, nutrient-rich produce, and that's all.
I wish I could get sick more often, especially during flu season.
No pesticides, no animal products, no fillers, sweeteners, or artificial anything.
Why do I have so much energy? Why?
Visit us at trytexassuperfood.com or call us at 844-START-55 today to get started on your path to the healthiest version of you. Available only at trytexassuperfood.com.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSales.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
WOCA!
The Glenn Beck Program.
So Rand Paul this week talked a little bit about reining in the NSA, and he said he would abolish the spying on Americans day one of his presidency, and I believe him. Now, if he doesn't become president of the United States, or Ted Cruz doesn't become president, there's a lot of Republicans that will not allow this to happen. Representative Thomas Massey from Kentucky has just proposed a new bill, the Surveillance State Repeal Act, which would completely pull back, completely abolish and repeal the Patriot Act. Is that a good idea? I personally say yes. We can come back and look at the individual pieces one by one, but we got to get out of this business. Thomas Massey is coming up next.
Don't miss a morsel of truth. Sign up for the free newsletter at glennbeck.com. The Glenn Beck program returns in minutes.
The Blaze Radio Network.
More and more of our listeners have found out about the secret we've been talking about, Shave Secret, the shaving oil that reduces nicks, cuts, and shaving rashes. Conditions and moisturizes in one application, making your skin feel smooth and soft. It's a compact size. It makes perfect for traveling. And here's a couple of listeners that have written in and told us, John said a shave for the very first time with Shave Secret was effortless, painless, and incredibly smooth during and after. Dave wrote in, I've been shaving for 20 years. I've tried gels, foam, shaving soaps, and even shaving oils. This is the best stuff I've ever used. And Ginger in Wisconsin writes, this stuff is amazing. My son used to get an awful lot of bumps when he shaved, and now it doesn't happen with just a couple of drops of this wonderful oil. Shave Secret, good for men and women and all ethnic groups. Parents and grandparents are passing on the advice to their children to start out shaving right with Shave Secret. Shave Secret, for the best shave ever. Available at Walmart Supercenters, the Navy Exchange, online at shavesecret.com and amazon.com.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cousinet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The White House making a push for the framework nuclear deal with Iran, setting up a briefing with House members Monday night.
A similar briefing for the Senate is also expected, as well as smaller presentations to key congressional committees. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee is moving ahead with legislation that would require congressional approval of any agreement before sanctions against Iran are lifted.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. A Texas man accused of impersonating a Navy SEAL. Parker County Sheriff Larry Fowler.
I'm going to bring him back here, one way or the other. He picked the wrong county to do this in, I'll tell you.
Carlos Luis Gonzalez jumped bail last fall, turning a misdemeanor charge into a felony. 30,000 cases of Sabra hummus are being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. The foodborne bacteria can cause flu-like symptoms, but can be fatal in rare cases. Details on the Sabra products can be found on foxnewsradio.com. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Golfsmith, we're not just about helping you get the lowest score. We also guarantee the lowest prices. It's part of the Golfsmith Fairway. We carry all the hottest gear in golf from the biggest brands. And we promise that if you find a lower price on the same gear from an authorized dealer within 30 days, we'll match it. No questions asked. For more information, head to a Golfsmith store near you or check us out online at golfsmith.com/fairway. The Golfsmith Fairway. Anything for golf.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Zillow. Find your way home.
Cookies, 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 cookies. When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order. Cookies, cookies, Yum. cookies, cookies. We go cookie eating cookies. The Great American Cookie Company.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Fresh pressed juice blends made with beets especially can build up on your teeth, and as little as one juice a day could stain your smile permanently. A contaminated stethoscope pressed against the skin of a healthy patient probably won't cause a problem. I love that. Thanks for the probably. If we indulge ourselves in a few extra hits of the snooze button or a long mid-afternoon nap, we're just creating a template for our brain to stay awake in the middle of the night.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
You're about to hear is the fusion of entertainment and enlightenment. This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Boy, we have a jam-packed hour. We have to get to Harry Reid. He has quadrupled down on this outrageous lie, making him one of the, one of the worst people in the world.
No
seriously.
Question. Oh, no.
Seriously.
Good summary and accurate.
Yes. Yeah. Just one of the worst people I've ever seen. Rand Paul versus Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Rand Paul may have made one of the one of the smartest moves I have seen any politician make. This is just brilliant. An abortion debate between Rand Paul and Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Pretty amazing. We'll get to that here in a second. One thing that we wanted to investigate, and we wanted to investigate it with you because it's really an important bill. It is the Surveillance State Repeal Act, H.R. 1466. And what this does is it completely repeals the Patriot Act and stops all the NSA spying, which has happened because of the Patriot Act. A lot of people might say that this is a really bad thing. A lot of people might say we'll never get this thing passed. But the guy who came up with the bill is from Kentucky, U.S. Representative Thomas Massey, and he's here with us now. Congressman, how are you, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on, Glenn. This is actually a joint effort. It's a bipartisan bill, and Mark Pocan from Wisconsin is the Democrat co-sponsor.
Okay. The odds that this will happen.
The odds that this will happen. Well, let me tell you what. Something has to happen. Something's going to happen because provisions of the Patriot Act will expire this spring. And if you remember, they tried to get those reauthorized while Harry Reid was in the Senate. Didn't happen. And so these things are going to expire if Congress doesn't do something.
Amen.
Of course, they're going to want to do a blanket reauthorization, but I don't think they have the votes to do that in Congress. So to get this discussion started, we said, let's just repeal the whole thing.
Okay, I'm in love with this act. I think what is happening in the with the government, with the NSA, is an abomination. Our founders would hate it. It is so far beyond imagination that it needs to be stopped. And I just don't know how many people have the courage to stop it, because what will happen is, if there is a problem, they will go. What will be said in the halls of Congress is, okay, next time we get hit by somebody, remember, you're going to be blamed because you'll be the one that repealed the Patriot Act, and people will fold.
They say that in classified briefings, in open briefings. They browbeat us with that. They've even held up pictures of the towers during debates, private debates on this, and said, do you want to be responsible for this again? But you know what? You're right. Our founding fathers would be appalled. You know, some people think the revolution was about taxes or tea, but really it was sparked by this very issue. The Crown, King George II and King George III issued general warrants called writs of assistance.
Yes.
That allowed agents of the Crown to go anywhere, anytime, into anybody's place.
They could write their own. They could write their own warrant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and these warrants could be transferred, and they lasted until the king died.
Okay.
But at least they got some relief, right?
Right. So right now we are doing all kinds of things because of the Patriot Act. Tell me specifically what this means if you repeal it. Give me both good and bad.
Well, it would mean the mass collection and retention of everybody's phone records would stop immediately. That is the most significant thing that would happen. We also...
Okay. Wait. Let's take this one at a time. Here's what makes me say that will never happen. Do you know how much money we spent on the NSA? You think that thing's going to go into mothballs? They'll never do that. They'll never stop that.
Well, you know, if they would reassign their efforts, I'm not particularly upset with the money that's being spent to track down terrorists and to prevent another 9/11. I'm upset that it's being spent to spy on Americans.
Yes, I agree.
Rededicate that money to genuinely, you know, keeping our country safe. Maybe doing things that would stop the next Boston bomber.
Yes. Okay. All right. So the next thing.
So basically, the collection of all of your metadata, your phone records, who you call, that would stop. And then also this PRISM program that harvests not just your metadata, but the actual content of your emails. That would stop, because in addition to repealing the Patriot Act, we repealed the 2008 FISA Amendments Act.
Wow.
You know, in 2007, George Bush got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Everybody pretty much acknowledges that they were doing unconstitutional and illegal activity that wasn't within the purview of Congress. And so they said, okay, we'll do it legally now, but we need you to write some more laws. So in 2008, when they tried to bring this program that they were running illegally back under the law, they got Congress to expand the powers of the FISA Act, which has enabled them to collect not just your metadata, but your content. If they have reason to believe you're communicating with somebody overseas. And, of course, if your data goes to a server, how do you know that server is not in Iceland or Canada, or, you know, the router hasn't routed your traffic across international borders? So basically they've been harvesting all of this data.
How is it that our borders are wide open? We have caught, the Blaze had an exclusive story this week that we have caught an Iraqi soldier that went and trained in the Ukraine with the Russians, was a Russian agent, was on his way, I think, up to Baltimore. We know that the White House has just been hacked into, sensitive part of the servers at the White House, by the Russians, and yet this guy just disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. The feeling is he was released at the border. How is it our borders are wide open, and yet the NSA has turned us into the bad guys and is spying every way imaginable on us?
I don't know, Glenn. It's very disappointing the fact that now we've turned the cameras on and the information gathering on every American citizen. As someone said, we're collecting more information on Americans in the United States in the name of terrorism than we are on Russians in Russia.
Yeah, we're going through one of those Edward Snowden interviews that aired recently. And, you know, he's just talking about how even if you in Des Moines email your brother in Florida, if that bounces outside of the country to any server, even if it has nothing to, they're totally inside the country, these communications, they can monitor those.
And they're saying it's constitutional because they're collecting it, but they're not looking at it.
Right. I don't buy that at all.
Not at all.
Edward Snowden, is he a hero or a traitor?
You know, rather than to say what Edward Snowden is, because I don't know if the guy cheats on his taxes, I don't know what websites he visits, let me talk about what he did. And I'm going to assume he took an oath, the same oath that I took, which is to protect and defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. The actions that he took, the first action he took, which was to reveal these unconstitutional programs, that is, in my opinion, the definition of patriotism. Now, the second act he took, which was to leave the country, was an act of self-preservation.
Yep.
Now, do either of those make him a traitor? I don't think so.
I think you're right about that.
That's one of the stronger places I've heard.
Now, what has he done in Russia? I don't know.
I don't know.
Has he turned over evidence or secrets to the Russians now? I don't know, but I think you're right.
He claims he didn't take any of that with him. It's not on his hard drive or in his personal possession. And he didn't want to go to Russia. We revoked his traveling papers, his passport when he was trying to get to South America.
So, Congressman, we're talking to Congressman Thomas Massey of Kentucky about his Surveillance State Repeal Act. When is this due for a vote?
Well, it's gone to various committees of jurisdiction. It will go to the Select Intelligence Committee, and it will go to the Judiciary Committee. Now, this is one of the problems that we have in Congress, is that there are three committees that are handpicked by the Speaker. And to be on the Select Intelligence Committee, you have to drink the Kool-Aid, or you're not going to get picked. And so I don't think it's going to get a very favorable review in the Select Intelligence Committee in the House.
And so does that mean it dies there? Because I remember I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill.
Well, that's the way
he can die in committee.
Stuff is supposed to go to committee. Now, the Speaker brings things to the floor without running them through committee all the time. So this could come to the floor that way. I will mention there are other ways to introduce parts of this bill, one of which myself and Zoe Lofgren from California did last summer as an amendment to an appropriations bill. One of the things that's in the Surveillance State Repeal Act is a provision that prevents the government from forcing companies to put secret backdoors in their products. Now, we attached that legislation to an appropriations bill last year, and it passed by a veto-proof majority in the House. And then, behind closed doors, it was stripped out of the Cromnibus.
Jeez. These guys, man, we're dealing with some really bad dudes in Washington, D.C. I don't know how you keep your soul, but I spoke to another congressman just the other day, and he brought your name up as one of the really good guys in Washington, D.C. It was high praise coming from this man.
Well, I appreciate that. Some days it's very discouraging when you get something passed with a veto-proof majority and then they strip it out behind closed doors. But you just got to stick with it. And there are lots of battles to fight. We can't fight them all alone. We need your listeners calling their congressmen and telling them to get on these bills, to become co-sponsors. That's how you get a thing up for a vote.
All right. We will do so. It's H.R. 1466, the Surveillance State Repeal Act. It is going to take some miracles and a lot of phone calling and a lot of emailing from our audience and others. But we're not going to get rid of the NSA unless somebody like Ted Cruz or Rand Paul is president of the United States and he just repeals that executive order and takes a strong stand on the Patriot Act. But we're going to have to We're going to have to take it on ourselves. The Surveillance State Repeal Act, H.R. 1466. Call your congressman and tell them to co-sponsor this bill now. Congressman, thank you so much for talking to us. God bless.
Thank you very much, Glenn. God bless you.
Back in just a second. Our sponsor this half hour is Square Trade. Everybody is thinking now how to save more money. According to Square Trade Phone Protection, Americans have spent $10.7 billion, not on new phones, but replacing their phone. In fact, $10.7 billion just on replacing the iPhone alone. If you have any kind of smartphone, how much money are we spending to replace or repair? You've got to have phone protection, no matter what kind of phone you have. But if you have insurance through your cell phone company, Sprint, AT&T, or Verizon, you're probably paying about $10 a month. And then you have to add on the $199 deductible, the $199 deductible. This is why I always say whenever I'm, at Best Buy or I'm someplace, they're like, would you like the protection plan? No. They don't even get the question out. No, I don't want it. Because I know that it is working for them. It is a way for them to make a lot of money. And that's what's happening when you have your protection through Sprint or AT&T or Verizon. They're making $10 a month plus the $199. How much money are they making off of this? Square Trade will cut that down in half. $5 a month. You can save over $240 easily. You'll save hundreds of dollars if your phone doesn't ever break. Hundreds of dollars. There is nothing worse than getting hit with a big tax bill from the government, except for getting hit with a big phone insurance bill every single month, and then another big one when your phone breaks. Switch to Square Trade and save hundreds of dollars. Go to squaretrade.com right now. That's squaretrade.com.
Glenn Beck.
888-727-BECK.
The Blaze Radio Network.
Are you a homeowner at least 62 years young? Need extra money to make ends meet? With a government-insured reverse mortgage loan, you could use the money as you choose. If you need money, a reverse mortgage could be a real blessing. There's no monthly mortgage payment and you still own your home. Plus, you can use the money to pay off bills, make ends meet, or as you see fit. If you're a homeowner at least 62 and you need money, make this no-obligation call right now and learn how a reverse mortgage may allow you to eliminate your mortgage payment, remain in your home, and get extra cash. Call now, 1-800-296-1302, 1-800-296-1302, 1-800-296-1302. That's 1-800-296-1302. Borrowers are responsible for paying taxes and insurance. AAG offers FHA home equity conversion loans. AAG is based at 3800 West Chapman Avenue, 3rd floor, Orange, California, 92868. Visit AAG.com for more information. NMLS number 9392.
On the next day of Ocala Live, Ocala is celebrating movies, and we've got a filmmaker. His name is Soman Chainani. His films have played over 150 international film festivals, and he's won over 30 awards for his films, and he's written a book. It's called A World Without Princes. The movie will be produced by Universal Pictures.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
Jim George will be in the studio. We know him as Professor Gadget. He's the owner of American Cable Services, and he'll be talking to us about technology.
Nina C. Payne is a yoga instructor and a poet. She's written a book called Moments in Time. When one heart opens, two hearts collide.
And then Kelly Hart bringing you Ocala Magazine Radio.
John Goodwin is the president of Galaxy Press. His topic will be the 2015 Illustrator and Writers of the Future Awards.
And then Dr. Rita Eichenstein is coming on, a renowned psychologist speaking about help and hope for parents of atypical children. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's a way for you to have some fun and at the same time support Team WOCA The Source in our efforts to raise funds for the Marion County Literacy Council. You can have Robin and I come to your event or somebody else's event. I play accordion, she plays mandolin, and we'll give the oompa surprise to somebody who may not be expecting it. So call us at 732-8000, ask for Robin. 100% of your donation of any amount will go to the Marion County Literacy Council, and it is tax deductible. Call today, 732-8000.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Glenn Beck program returns.
Okay, so Rand Paul, I think, is a very, very clever man. He is very smart, and he is playing this exactly right so far, coming out of the gate. He was just asked a question on abortion, and instead of answering that, he said, you know what, why don't you go to Debbie Wasserman Schultz?
Yeah, his quote is, you go back and you ask Debbie Wasserman Schultz if she's okay with killing a 7-pound baby that's just not been born yet, and ask her when life begins. And you ask Debbie when she's willing to protect life. When you get an answer from Debbie, come back to me.
And I love this.
So they did. They actually did.
So wait a minute. So listen what he's done here. He has said, you know what? I'm tired of this uneven playing field. You're not asking them about abortion. You're not asking them about evolution. You're not asking them any of these questions. You're only singling us out. You go ask them, and then when you get her answer, you come back. Now, that's the first thing he did, which I think is brilliant. But he didn't just say, go ask anybody. He said, go ask the dumbest person in the Democratic Party who happens to be leading the DNC.
He didn't say, go ask Obama. Didn't say, go ask even Biden. He said, go ask Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Right. One that is going to be, she's just going to step into bear traps left and right.
Right. She's incredibly radical and incredibly poor at her job.
Yes, she's bad at her job. And key, what you just said, incredibly radical. She is not in step with the average person. This was a brilliant move.
Yeah, she's there because they're trying to make Rand Paul out to be an extremist because he doesn't want abortion under any circumstances. So he's the
He doesn't want abortion under any circumstance?
Don't believe so.
I don't think,
I'm not positive of that, but I don't.
That's pretty heavy.
I don't think he carves out exceptions for rape and incest.
I don't know the answer to that. When I'm reading on it, it seems like he, people do question him about that, but I have not seen his actually official answer on that. And I think he's annoyed about it. You're talking about 0.0000001% of cases, and it's they never ask about that 0.0001 on the other side, and that was his point here. And not only is Debbie Wasserman Schultz bad at her job and also radical, but she is also prone to ridiculous outbursts and also is the worst testing figure on the Democratic side as someone who.
So she shows how brilliant he is.
This is not a random person he came up with.
This is really
very
brilliant.
smart.
And here's how it paid off.
Yeah, this is how it paid off.
Brilliantly.
Yeah, she responds to him and says, here's an answer. I support letting women and the doctors make the decision without government getting involved, period, end of story. So what she's advocating is unlimited abortion.
So she said yes to killing a 7-pound baby in the uterus.
She did.
She said yes.
And the only time she has ever been for government not being involved in something.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Now, of course,
that's for sure.
She's not in favor of government being involved unless it's funding the process. Then she's completely fine with it.
Right.
But in reality, you're talking about now third-term abortion. They don't test a poll question on should you have 7-pound babies be killed in utero. That's not even, they don't even ask that. But they do ask third term, so 7th, 8th, 9th month. Only 14% of Americans support that position. She's advocating as the head of the DNC for a position that is supported by less than 14% of the American people. And we're the radicals? We're the people out of step?
Brilliant.
Great job by Rand Paul here.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
and listen to her nasty, nasty attitude, too. Thinking apparently she's the majority here or something? I don't know.
No, they think they're the majority because they're surrounded by the press and they're surrounded by their own kind.
Yep. After no exceptions to this, period, end of story. Now your turn, Senator Paul. We know you want to allow government officials like yourself to make this decision for women, but do you stand by your opposition to any exceptions? Even when it comes to rape, incest, or the life of the mother?
No, that's the accusation that you're talking about. I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I don't know if it is either. I suspect it might be.
But I love the way she ends it because they're trying to make Rand Paul, because he's been in arguments with reporters, some of them females. She says, and I appreciate it if you could respond without shushing me. Of course, what Debbie doesn't understand is the last thing in the world Rand Paul wants is for her to be shushed. Yeah. He wants her to keep flapping her mouth constantly because this is nothing but good for him.
Jesus, you talk about an extreme position. You're okay with killing a 7-pound baby in the womb.
That's amazing. I mean, nobody admits that. Nobody admits that.
I don't think I just want to make sure that everybody understands. That means you would be pulling out fully developed arms and legs cut off of that child. Yeah. Nobody.
They don't admit that. Now, a lot of them support it, but a lot of them don't admit it. And now you have all of a sudden the head of the DNC on record supporting that position.
Brilliant move.
Nice
Brilliant move by Rand Paul. It's been a good week for the Rand Paul campaign.
You're listening to the Glenn Beck Program, the Blaze Radio Network.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The White House making a push for the framework nuclear deal with Iran, setting up a briefing with House members Monday night.
A similar briefing for the Senate is also expected, as well as smaller presentations to key congressional committees. The Senate Foreign Relations Committee is moving ahead with legislation that would require congressional approval of any agreement before sanctions against Iran are lifted.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern. A Texas man accused of impersonating a Navy SEAL, Parker County Sheriff Larry Fowler.
I'm going to bring him back here, one way or the other. He picked the wrong county to do this in, I'll tell you.
Carlos Luis Gonzalez jumped bail last fall, turning a misdemeanor charge into a felony. 30,000 cases of Sabra hummus are being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. The foodborne bacteria can cause flu-like symptoms, but can be fatal in rare cases. Details on the Sabra products can be found on foxnewsradio.com. Fox News, we report, you decide.
At Golfsmith, we're not just about helping you get the lowest score. We also guarantee the lowest prices. It's part of the Golfsmith Fairway. We carry all the hottest gear in golf from the biggest brands. And we promise that if you find a lower price on the same gear from an authorized dealer within 30 days, we'll match it. No questions asked. For more information, head to a Golfsmith store near you or check us out online at golfsmith.com/fairway. The Golfsmith Fairway. Anything for golf.
It'll be home to 942 bursts of laughter, a 16-pound blackened turkey dinner, and the loudest burp on record. It will see its fair share of broken windows, broken bones, and broken hearts. But first, you have to find it. Start your home search at Zillow.com or on our family of apps. You can view millions of photos, browse historical pricing data, and even sign up for alerts when new homes hit the market. Zillow. Find your way home.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
My name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine at A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for the People Community Acupuncture. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m. for a relaxing and therapeutic community acupuncture session with like-minded, health-conscious individuals from our community. Pricing is only $35. Group sessions involve yoga breathing and acupuncture for the benefit of stress, anxiety, and depression. Unwind and start your week off right. If stress is leaving you a mess, you need a checkup from the neck up. When you're feeling blue, come to A Better You. A Better You Healthcare, just behind the Paddock Mall on 27th Avenue. For further details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com or call 615-5566. Again, that number is 615-5566.
On the next day, Ocala Live, Ocala is celebrating movies, and we've got a filmmaker. His name is Soman Chainani. His films have played over 150 international film festivals, and he's won over 30 awards for his films, and he's written a book. It's called A World Without Princes. The movie will be produced by Universal Pictures.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
Jim George will be in the studio. We know him as Professor Gadget. He's the owner of American Cable Services, and he'll be talking to us about technology.
Nina C. Payne is a yoga instructor and a poet. She's written a book called Moments in Time. When one heart opens, two hearts collide.
And then Kelly Hart bringing you Ocala Magazine Radio.
John Goodwin is the president of Galaxy Press. His topic will be the 2015 Illustrator and Writers of the Future Award.
And then Dr. Rita Eichenstein is coming on, a renowned psychologist speaking about help and hope for parents of atypical children. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
This is the Glenn Beck Program.
Harry Reid is probably one of the worst people in the world.
No question. That's why I wrote the article last summer?
Oh, that's right, you did.
Yeah.
And he's also been inducted in the
Douche Hall of Fame.
In fact, recently named the Grand Nozzle of the Douche Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was in the Douche Hall of Fame.
That's a very proud moment.
He already
for him.
held that honor.
Very proud.
Being in the hall.
Yeah, he's been in that for a long time.
Yeah.
But now he's the Grand Nozzle.
That's impressive. So basically, he took over for Jesse Ventura. Yeah. So this audience that's how bad Harry Reid is. They were like, you know what? Jesse Ventura, sure, he's suing Chris Kyle's family, but let's replace him with Harry Reid.
That's before this has come out. Now, Harry Reid, we know, gave a speech. In fact, let's play this in chronological order. During the election, he gave a speech on the floor of the Senate accusing Mitt Romney of not paying his taxes and said he had inside information. He just got a call from somebody and had inside information that he had not paid his taxes. Listen.
For all we know, Mitt Romney could be one of those who have paid no federal income tax. Thousands of families make more than $1 million, pay nothing in federal income taxes each year. Repeat that, Madam President. Thousands of families making more than $1 million a year pay nothing in federal income taxes. Is Mitt Romney among those? We'll never know since he refuses to release his tax returns.
Well, then he said, that he got a call from somebody at Bain Capital and that he doesn't pay taxes, hasn't paid his taxes in 10 years.
Yeah, it's weird because he says we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Later,
and all of a sudden he does know. Now
he comes out and says he got a call. He got a call from somebody, and he didn't say that he doesn't pay taxes. He said he hasn't paid his tax
in 10 years.
Right,
10 years, and
okay,
then he gets on the Senate floor and says this.
The word's out that he hasn't paid any taxes for 10 years.
Keep in mind, the word's out from him that he hasn't paid taxes in 10 years.
Let him prove that he has paid taxes, because he hasn't.
Because that's the American way. Let him prove that he's innocent, not the assumption of innocence. He's got to prove he's not guilty. I mean, what unbelievable.
Okay.
So then he is confronted by it. And
he's confronted by it for a long time. People are just asking him, so where's this proof? Where's this proof? But not really bad until after the election. Then, just recently, he was asked by, who was the reporter?
I'm trying to think. I think it was, who was it?
Or can you remember the network?
That asked him. Stu, do you remember who asked him last week? Because it was just last week.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
But they were asked. He was asked about. He went after the Koch brothers and went after them hard, and he went after Alone. And then he was asked, "Or do you regret that at all?" And then he was asked about saying that Mitt Romney had never paid taxes.
Yeah.
Which was obviously a lie.
And here was that interview.
I don't regret that at all. The Koch brothers, no one would help me.